So, the extent to which you are learning and you are drawing insights from others in your industry who have done it bigger and better before you is the extent to which you are actually gonna become better at everything that's involved in your current profession and at everything that you need to do in order to be able to crush it. And so in this video, I really just kind of wanna highlight perhaps three of the absolute best people to actually be learning from if you're trying to grow your own business, and maybe you're into sales, you're doing some kind of sales thing, or building a personal brand, or you're kind of in the business space, right? Like you have to learn from the right people, otherwise you're just gonna go wrong, and you're gonna waste a lot of time and you're not gonna see a lot of progress. So really tune in to these three masters, all right? So they got YouTube channels, they got Instagram profiles, they got websites, they got books, they got coaching programs, they got all kinds of resources that you can take advantage of. So I'm just gonna encourage you to search them out on YouTube or on Google and actually learn from these people. All right, these are some of the people that I've been tuning into their own trainings and content and lessons and insights just to help myself as I advance in my journey, right, in sales and business and things like that. So the first of these guys is Brian Casella. All right, Brian Casella. I believe he's out in LA actually, and he's a real estate agent, sales trainer, and one of the absolute best people that you can learn from if you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I do sales? How do I do door knocking? How do I do cold calling? How do I run a sales presentation? How do I handle objections? How do I become better at lead generation? So man, I've learned so much from Brian Casella and his YouTube channel, his content, his things, his lessons. So I highly recommend that if you are at all involved in sales, if you need to generate business in any way, whether in your job or maybe you're running your own kind of agency or some kind of business, and you kind of need to do that for your own business, then you absolutely need to check out Brian Casella and really go through his stuff. It will change your life. All right. Now the second guy is John Wetmore. So John Wetmore is comes from the insurance industry. And again, he is a great master at sales. He's a great master at sales mindset, at lead generation, telesales. How do you do cold calling? How do we sell to people on a sales presentation? How do we get more appointments, more closes, and how do we make a lot more money? And so, if you tune into John Wetmore's stuff and you actually implement what he is teaching you, what he's training you on, again, it will be a total game changer for you, all right? It will really impact your life in a great positive way. And he's one of the absolute legends that I follow online and I pay a lot of attention to, and I've learned a lot from him and guys like that. Now, the last guy that I'm gonna mention and recommend here is Ryan Daniel Moran. Now he runs the capitalism.com brand, and they're all about e-commerce, selling products and building brands. Some of them on Amazon and platforms like that. But what you're gonna learn from Ryan Moran and what I have learned is the value of building a brand, the value of building a personal brand or building a brand around your product, the value of building an audience online. So if you're into YouTube, Instagram, you're into building a brand on TikTok, or building a brand, even building like a huge email list. So his tactical lessons and his mindset lessons and lessons around how you build a brand overall. are insanely valuable. So this is kind of like the opposite end of the spectrum, different from the cold calling and the door knocking and the other kind of uh, outreach type stuff that the other guys might train you on. This is now kind of like more so the audience building inbound type stuff. And Ryan Moore and stuff is really gonna teach you pretty much everything that's involved in that and how to do it really well. So as you can see, guys, it takes a lot, and it takes a lot of different perspectives, a lot of different training kinds of materials to really put everything together to be able to run effective lead generation and effective marketing, effective business development for any kind of business. And I highly recommend that you start training yourself and you check out these guys, because if you tune into their stuff, you follow them on YouTube, you follow them on Twitter, on Instagram, and you start going through their training materials, it absolutely will change your life.